Hi, welcome to my journey. Today was definitely a rest day for me. I rested so long and so hard. Oh my God, I forgot to put the pitties out this morning. I thought I did when I finally woke up. I'm like, oh hell, it's already afternoon. I thought the pitties are already outside and already had eaten. I'm getting my days mixed up. This is crazy. This is crazy. No, we're not crazy. I said, this is crazy. Hold on. So I wake up late, right in the afternoons, and that's okay. This is my usual, wake up early in the morning, let the doggies out, feed the pitties, uh, then, my mind said, no, you didn't do your exercises today, you know. But even though I didn't do my exercises today, I thought I had opened up the door and let the pitties out and fed them. But when I woke up, to get the pitties their evening meal, everything was shut down, right? And I'm like, uh-oh. But they did really good, as far as, holding themselves. Oh, and Gracie, she actually used the training pads. So I was so happy about that. And I really need to get her some more training pads because she's going into the last packet. And these larger sizes, they only have 3 training pads. So that was definitely a relief, even though she tried to burrow her way out of that room, forcing me to have to do some wall repairs in a little bit. Yeah. Haven't figured out how I'm going to do it. But, and I heard her scratching. I'm like, why is she scratching, And my mind was thinking, maybe she's just scratching at the door. Because, she'll do that sometimes. Especially if she hears that I'm awake and moving around. But, yeah. So I decided, well, let me just do my exercises and jump out here and see about, getting me some outside therapy, even though I was hoping that I was going to wake up, that I would have had made some phone calls, filled out some job applications, maybe even ran up there to the unemployment office. See, that's the thing that kind of trips me out about the unemployment office, right? They kind of make it seem like the unemployment office is exclusively for people who have just lost their jobs. Is it? We'll find out tomorrow. We'll go tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow. So today is Monday, the 5th of January. See the chemtrails in the sky. However, I've already taken my allergy pill. I've already taken my mucus pill. And me myself nasally, so that was great. It's 62 degrees outside. Nice weather, nice, right? Like I said, I almost missed it. Yeah, almost missed this beautiful weather. So, I woke up and what was playing on my feeds and what I had been listening to while I was sleeping was movies about our sea, right? Deep, dark abyss, right? Mid-ocean is what they called it. And I was like, okay, mid-ocean, right? And they were filming using, a robot. And the robot was showing the electrical impulses of these organisms that live in the deep, dark sea, where, hardly any light penetrates, right? And down there, the main reason why, they utilize light is to attract prey, right? And it was different how it would talk about the silvery, chrome-like light, reflecting back, of the fishes that live in, the upper seas. Okay, so they got a lot of things going on at this Starbucks today, anyway. Yeah, got a lot of things going on at that Starbucks today. That's nice. So that really threw me off, because I really thought, I had woke up, fed the piggies, did some lightweight exercises, and went back to sleep. But I did not. So that kind of tripped me out. I hate it when I think I had done something and I didn't do it. Yeah, I hate it. But I tried to make it up to him, Snoopy was great. She held it. She held it. Dang, she held it. And Gracie, she did great because whatever she did on the training mats. I was so proud of her. I really was. So that made me feel real good about, sleeping in, even though, they rely on me, I just felt like they understood. They understood. And yes, I want to give you all a routine. The routine is, to your benefit, but I guess, Snoopy was trying to tell Gracie, look, some days you're just going to have to stay inside. Some days you're going to have to stay inside, and you know that there's a lot of people that are going to be sleeping well, right? And that's what I thought about yesterday when I found out that they removed this dictator president, and he's standing trial here in America, and how so many, a whole country, let's keep it real, a whole country is now able, to sleep peacefully. And I guess that's the story. That's the message of today. That today a whole country was able to sleep comfortably. Okay? And the way that, America had to find out about that is because there were so many people fleeing that country. Millions and millions of people fleeing that country. Not to mention so many of them that were terrorized, brutalized, sexploited, exploited, to be involved in illicit, corrupt business practices. And, yeah, shit. So, as an empath, you feel all kinds of things. You feel things from near and afar. I don't understand these people who pretend like they're empaths and they can feel who they want to feel and not feel who they don't want to feel. Well, you can not feel altogether if you choose not to. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Let me stick to the subject, right? So the message is, because this president got removed and is now in prison awaiting trial, right? They can now have, their president who won the election, was Gonzalez, Edmundo Gonzalez. And so that is a way, I guess, they are showing their appreciation at this dealership, to America, of appreciation that, America went in there and removed that dictator president, will oversee. Also, it's not going to just remove something and just make them, then try to defend themselves from the cartel, right? Because, of course, they do scramble when they don't have, their head or leader. But that's not to say that, there's not going to be, second in commands, third in commands, and stuff like that aren't going to try to, take over where their president, had left off. And that's it. Maybe that's just a good feeling, and maybe that's why I was able to sleep so long, and that why I felt even good, even though I did sleep in. Hold on, let me go inside of this Dollar Tree and get some more training pads, because I'm so proud of my pitties. Oh my God. Okay, I couldn't go in there and just get the training pads. I got the training pads here, right? The big size, the X extra large. Yep. Then I also got another chew toy. I think she might like this one. Yeah, looks a little tougher than the other ones she got. And then I got me some snacks. I went for the potato sticks. Okay, I went for the potato sticks, and then I also got me some Kickstarts. 3 of them. And I like the Kickstarts because, you know, they have vitamins and stuff, and they're not a lot of calories. They're better than soda, right? This whole can is it had 5% juice. It has a total of 80 calories. And look at all of them vitamins. Oh my God. You know, the vitamin B vitamins is, you know, it's irreplaceable, right? I'm still drinking on my Zoe pre-workout that I ended up drinking post-workout. Okay, I ended up drinking it post-workout because after I walked my mile, I just, you know, well, once I thought about, you know, just getting up and working out before I changed my mind. That's what I did. I jumped out and worked out before I changed my mind. And that's how I ended up drinking my pre-workout, post-workout. All right, that's how that happened. So yeah, and I've been craving something really salty. So I was gonna get another one of those big old bags of cheese puff, and then they even had one that that was fire hot. So it looks like school is back in session. What school gets out at 5:25? But I assume it's a school. And that people are picking up their schools. Now, there probably are people who send their children to private schools, right? That have school schedule more in alignment with their working schedule. Because that's only makes sense. I mean, yeah, you can send your kids to public school, but the public school is going to have their hours according to how they have their hours. And getting back to the movie that I was watching or woke up to today. The movie that I woke up to it definitely reminded me of the type of movie we would watch, you know, like in an auditorium all together, and it was like, movie time, but it was also to inform us and educate us all at the same time. Now, I'll be honest, I woke up and my stomach was upset, right? Because normally when I wake up, I want to put something in my stomach right away. Coffee, protein shake, something. But because my stomach was upset, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I did not. Like I said, my stomach was upset. It was upset. So I'm surprised that I'm enjoying these potato sticks so much. The meatloaf didn't come out quite like I wanted it to. I think I just added too much bread to it. It still tasted good. Because I also added, spinach and eggs and turmeric, So maybe that turmeric will help Snoopy be a little bit more, give her more mobility and less pain. because I have no self-control. I know. I'll eat this whole bag up and won't even think about it, that it's almost 500 calories. I won't. But my stomach is so upset. I was watching this video about a deadly disease that, nobody's really talking about or aware of, and that, kills more people per day than any other disease. And this is like septic, or something like that. And what it does is, it causes your organs to break down. And I was like, wow, and it's some type of parasite that gets into your system and ends up first of all being undetected, and then second of all by the time people actually detect what's going on, they're already at a critical stage, acute stage. And yeah, so that was weird. Definitely going to have to put apple cider vinegar back on the grocery list. Shit. I mean, I have been using lemon juice, but I don't know if lemon juice is really good as far as, keeping your body alkaline. It really is. I don't know why I let myself get into this rush hour traffic. And it's starting to get dark. But it's 5:30 and it's just now sunset, so we're doing good. We already feeling good about this extra daylight. Oh my God. Now, these businesses are able to reach out to you. I don't know if it's the businesses or if it's the sales reps or who, but they are contacting people, through text. Oh shit, this stuff is heavy on my stomach. Because I was definitely thinking that, maybe I need to do a cleanse. Or refrain from, I don't know, from eating something. But most of the time, I eat beans every day. At least a serving of beans every day. Because of, its nutritional value and the fiber. Right? I believe I get, the B vitamins that I would probably need. Right? And a lot of people, they'll get their B vitamins from, like breads and stuff. See, that's my upset stomach again. Sure what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight. I'm thinking something simple. Now this one lady, she was saying that, she just decided to eat basic, right? She said that what she's deciding to do is to make sure that she has some potatoes, because she loves to eat potatoes. I don't know why she brought up the notion that she loves potatoes because she's an Irish. Maybe she was trying to say, because of her culture, that eating potatoes is just easier on her system. Maybe that's what she was trying to do, right? And that could be. It could be because, like I said, when we're in different environments, right, we do eat basically, from what's available in our ecology, right? And, try our best to get, our needs met that way. Candied apples. He's out there selling candied apples. So, one of the things that I was trying to think about last night was, how I could turn, the granola that I made into like granola snack pieces or bars or something, right? However, I did open up that container of coconut meat that was whipped up into, tasting like yogurt. Really, it did. It tasted like yogurt. So maybe that's like a non-dairy type of yogurt. Because I can put some of the granola in that and eat on that. I got food to eat. I just, don't want to cook. I have a whole pot of beans in there that needs to be, still a whole pot of beans. And I had to freeze some. That's the one thing that kind of tripped me out about this Instapot, or Comfy Pot. There's pressure cooker, right? And that is able to, cook up these foods so fast that I end up cooking more than I need. And this is one thing that this lady was talking about. What she would put like a gang of potatoes in the pressure cooker, and then she would put she would make a batch of food of potatoes that she can grab and easily prepare into a food that she likes, and it's there, it's available. And she was talking to people like herself and me, who don't like that, the idea of, prepping your food, days in advance, right? I mean, I guess there are some people that like that, but I don't, but other times it is a relief to know that you have some prepared food to eat, when you get home. And I know people with microwaves, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Or people with those air fryers, yeah, y'all are, preparing your food in ways that you like and that's quick, and yes, you can do whatever you like, right? However, I don't know how over-processing your food, because you want it now and you want it fast, is really going to give you the nutrition that you need from your food. Which is one of the reasons why I don't microwave my food, right? I seen the damage that a fucking microwave would do on boiled water. Have you ever over microwaved anything, water, anything, and the damage that's done to it? It's like, oh my God, and I'm the one that probably would fall victim to over processed foods from the microwave. Right? Because I will definitely be that person that will be like, oh, It said turn it on for a minute in the microwave. But halfway through, turn it around. Me, I won't turn it around halfway through. I will, I'm the type of person you have to tell me, microwave it for 30 minutes, take it out, stir it up, put it back in for another 30 minutes. That's how you have to tell me. You can't tell me you're going to need a whole minute and in between that, the time you put it in there and the time you take it out, you're going to have to take it out and stir it up and put it back in. That's just the way language is. I mean, language speaks differently to different people. I mean, back in the day, they used to tell us that, bake on 300 degrees for an hour, and halfway through, turn it around or take off the foil or something like that. So now this area, this guy was walking in between the cars because the light was red. And my vibe told me to lock my doors because he's weaving in and out of the cars. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? 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 No? You gonna go? You gonna go? Suit yourself. Stay there. Yeah. And it took me back to, that saying, don't let them catch you sleeping, right? A gangbanger would tell someone, they caught you sleeping. And you were at the wrong place at the wrong time. Right? And even the good people will say, you always have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. And I'm like, who does that? Who does that? Okay? But in this society, at this time, you need to do that because the economy is really bad and it's really hurting people. It's hurting me. right? But I have a high tolerance of pain. Not everybody has a high tolerance to pain. Okay? So, yeah, you can see sometimes the telltale signs that maybe a business is suffering financially. Like, they used to have those well lit up signs, right? And now they'll like kind of light up the sign or not light up the sign. Yeah, that's how it is. Oh, look, a Volkswagen Bug. Driven by a guy. It's a Volkswagen convertible Bug. Of course, I'm sitting up here thinking, is that his girlfriend's car? Or am I just being like gender biased? I don't think that's his car. No matter what, I know it's not his car. Reason why I knew it wasn't his car is because when he turned on the blinker, he first turned on the left blinker, then he turned on the right blinker. Or, maybe he's renting it or just bought it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad I got out for my hour. And I got out before it turned nightfall, which is great. Because, nightfall, it's cool. Sometimes to, ride around in the nighttime. Especially on the weekends or something.